I can't find a black pencil. Here we go. Make It Forever. I'm going to keep it down real close to the lashes. And I'm going to go at it from the top and the bottom. Get my mirror. So I made baby wings with the black track from MAC. And now I'm dipping back into the Perth palette. And I'm using this color right here for an bottom lash accent sort of thing. It's called Passion Fruit. It's a nice, it has a good bit of whatever it is that makes some shadows creamy feeling. Whatever that is. It's got a good bit of that in this particular shadow. This particular color in this palette. It builds slow. And then I'm going to add some of the coral reef to it to make it a little dimensional. I'm going to add a little bit of that coral reef out here where I have the dark brown. And then in the center of my eye, I put a pop of Vegemite, which is this color right here. I couldn't seem to make that center portion of my lid bright enough, and that did the trick. Let's do mascara. I'm going to use my Grande Lash as my lash primer today. I had a question regarding which primer which lash serum I'm using. I'm using the Rodan Fields Lash Boost. And I've mentioned it before, but I have considered doing whatever, the consultant account or whatever it is, to get better pricing. If you just buy it on your own, straight out, one-time deal, it's a good, I think it's $25 more. Anyway, if there's enough of you interested in it, I'm considering getting a consultant's account, and then we can all have a little break on the price of it. But if there's not enough interest in it, I'll just pay retail instead of flopping around with that. If five of you are interested, I'll do it. Or if one of you wants to do it, let me know if you can offer a better deal. If you are Rodan and Fields distributor, consultant, whatever. I'm just using this as a lash primer. And we'll see how that works. It supposedly has a serum in it. This is the Grande Lash Mascara. It's pretty sticky or gloopy or something. Alright, I'm going to comb those apart, and then I'll go in with a regular mascara here in a minute. So I have my primer on, so I'm going to go in with a foundation now. I'm going to use one that I've seen some other creators pull out recently. Well, I don't know if it was this one or not. This one's called Moisture Rich. I don't know if this is the one that I've seen some other creators. Maybe Bobbi Brown's come out with a new foundation. I don't know. But this one's called Moisture Rich. And this one is in the color Natural, number 4. I'm putting it on my beauty blender. And then then pouncing it in. Alright, I'll begin the talk on the contour. What is contour for? Well, contour is to cast a shadow or to make recede which you would like to make thinner or to be less pronounced. If you want it to recede, you put dark on it. If you want it to come out, you put light on it. So after I get this foundation blended in, I'll demonstrate some of that to you, for you, at you, before you. This is a pretty sheer foundation. After it sits a moment, I may go back and it's shiny. Now, to contour. Generally, when you contour, you use a cooler tone. I'm going to take my Sigma Soft Angle Contour F23. This is a NYX palette. I'm just going to go ahead and take this darkest color. All right. So I want this to recede, although it is already receding because of the carnivore diet. So I'm going to, where I want it to be pushed in, I'm going to put dark. See? Where I want it to poke out, I'm going to put light. I'll take another brush. And I'm going to take one of these light colors. I'll take that one. See, it looks like it's swollen, doesn't it? See? All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and make the other side look the same. See, immediately makes it look like it's receded. And then I'm going to take this. This is a matte highlighting powder that's in the NYX palette. And then I'm going to put this on top to make it look like it's poked out. Then on my nose, I'm going to put it along the edge to make it look like that's where the edge of my nose is. Where it drops off. I was using too big a brush. So I'm going to take this microfiber towel and erase a little bit. I'll take the highlighting powder . I want the end of my nose to look like it's higher and it sticks up like Peter Pan. Then I want to make it look like this is the lowest part. See, now it looks like it comes down and swoops up. And then all of the places where it's too exaggerated, you feather it. I know you didn't ask about, well, I don't know, maybe you did. I don't know if you're interested in contouring your nose or not. But it's all the same principle. It's dark where you want it to recede and light where you want it to poke out. Now I'm going to contour my forehead. Definitely up here at the temples. Make it look smaller. And then as you buff it down, it just looks more like bronzer. I'm going back with the beauty sponge to diffuse it some more. There. Now bronzer is generally more warm color. I'll use a fluffier brush for that, and I'm going to use my Ritual for that. And bronzer you put where you warm up the places where the sun would hit. If you start getting all crazy brushing over what your other work, you're going to end up with just a big brown spot on each side of your face. Now I'm just bronzing my eyelids. And I'm using a much lighter touch. Contour the jawline. I'm going to use go back to my contour color. And if you look in straight out into your mirror, you'll see where the shadow is. And that's where you want a shadow. And I do it just like when I'm lining cheating my lips. See, now that cuts my jaw off right there. See, my jaw, it literally looks like my jaws are lopsided because I came up higher on this side. There. Now it's back. I want all of the real estate. I just want it sharp looking. So I'm going to keep it underneath. Shorten my chin. See, it looks shorter. And this was shortening my nose. I'm taking that highlight powder and running it along the contour. Alright. So now I'm contoured and bronzed. And anywhere you need to back it down, And then blush. I want my blush to make me look like I've been outside and I'm flushed. So I'm going to go right under my eyeball. Depends on what you want it to look like. Feel like I got it up too high right there. And then highlight. I'm going to take the outside portion, and highlight is where the lights bounce off. Now I'm going to take my, let's put another layer of mascara on. Alright, first of all, I'm going to use my peptide eye cream. I do not sell this. That is not why I told y'all about it. I don't make any money off of this if y'all buy it. It's not my line. And the doctor that sells it doesn't pay me a commission. Okay, that's the peptide eye cream. I'm going to let that sit there for a minute before I go in with my concealer. This is my basket of stuff I keep in the refrigerator. I'm going to use the O2 brush from Wayne Goss to powder the places that I don't want shiny, that usually indicate a greasy face. Now I'm going to go in with my Instant Age Rewind that's also been in the refrigerator. Why? Just cause. I'm experimenting. Cause Teamy has a refrigerator and I saw people trying to sell Teamy refrigerators, and I thought, well, that's silly. We don't have much in our refrigerator. Most of our stuff is in the freezer because we're carnivore, on the carnivore diet. So I have a lot of free space in my refrigerator portion. So I thought, I'm certain I can sacrifice one little shelf for cosmetics. There we go. And then I'll set it with my Peach Perfect by Too Faced. I know, I got out of order today. So I'm going to put my blush back. I was trying to focus on what I was going to tell you about regarding bronzing and contouring. So I have my second layer of mascara was the YSL. It's the False Lash Effect, or Faux Seal by YSL. I did that off camera so you wouldn't get bored watching me put mascara on. Alright, let's do a lip. I'm going to do it like I did last time. I'm going to use eyeshadows. Although I do have a nice new lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury, the Pillow Talk. I'm going to use the eyeshadow that they're calling Coral. Nah. I'm going to use my Pillow Talk in medium. And then I'm going to use this is by Charlotte Tilbury, Kim KW. And I'll decide in a minute whether I want gloss or not. In the meantime, I had someone ask about my watch. Here, I'll take it off. Okay, I have it on the tightest hole. I have a lot of strap left over. It's a rubber strap. It's pretty durable. I've worn it to the gym. I have not worn it in the shower. I've accidentally run into a wall with it, and it didn't scratch, and it didn't mess up the face. And it doesn't have any, it doesn't have numbers on it. It does glow in the dark, and it has the date down here. And it I may or may not have the date. I don't have the date set proper. I have it 1 day behind. And like I said, it has a rubber band. It's by Michelle. I have not had any, my skin has not reacted to it. It's heavy. It's a heavy watch. And you can see how big the face is. It takes up my whole wrist. It's easy to read. Because it's rubber, it's a little bit difficult to get it stuck in its little straps here to hold the end down. I don't know how much Pat paid for it. It was a gift. It was a Christmas gift. I'll link, if I can find it, I'll link it here. Or I'll link it in the down bar, in the description box. And I'll try to list any similar ones in case it doesn't exist anymore. The other thing I wanted to share was my new t-shirt. It's by Philosophy. I have on Lululemon shorts. It's by Philosophy. It's got a hole here. It's got a hole here. It's cotton. It feels nice. It doesn't feel like I was gonna say it doesn't feel like a Target t-shirt. Wash, wear, give. I bought mine from Nordstrom. They have them on sale. The Philosophy website has all the sizes, but I mean, it's not Philosophy, it's In Philanthropy. Has all the sizes, but they're not on sale on their site, or they weren't when I bought this. I think that is all the questions I got. And I think I'm going to leave the lip alone. I like the way it turned out. If you have any more questions on, that's a really subtle highlight, see? Using the swish part from the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop Blusher, Love is the Drug. So I had a question from Donna regarding how to use the Beauty Blender. She doesn't feel like she's getting the wow factor that everybody else is and wants some pointers. So this is my black Beauty Blender, and I'm in the bathroom, and I'll show you where this is where it all begins. So I run it under the water, and I keep squeezing it to make sure it's saturated all the way through. Okay, I feel like it's saturated all the way through. Mine's a little, it's got some makeup in it. It probably could be washed, but that's not what this is about. Okay. Then I squeeze it out by hand. I don't make it dry with a towel. I leave it a little bit wet. I just don't want it to drip. Then I set it in that until I get ready to that's just a hairspray lid, until I get ready to do the foundation portion of my makeup. So yes, this is the same look from the previous video. After I got through recording that look, I went to answer some questions, some comments. This question was in the comments, so now we're going to address this. All right, my face feels a little dry because I've already put makeup on and taken it off. So I'm going to use the By Terry. Oh, and by the way, after I recorded the last look where I used the Bobbi Brown foundation, I went on a walk with Pat and he says, we used a sheer foundation this time, right? He didn't like it. All right, I'm going to take my primer brush, the By Terry Hyaluronic, and I'm going to, I may still have a little bit of makeup on from the last look. But I didn't use a cleanser. I only used a damp muslin cloth to take off the face makeup from last time. That's the Hydra Primer from By Terry. These clumped up lashes are making me crazy. I'm gonna, it came out of its holder. Okay, I have not used this one in front of y'all in probably a couple of years. This is the Naked Skin by Urban Decay. If I'm not mistaken, it's kind of a wet foundation. So I thought this would be a good one too. And it's a little darker than most of my colors. All right. So if your sponge is too dry when you go in, it acts like a tack cloth and picks the product back up. If it's good and wet, it just thins out if it's on the wetter side, it thins out the application. It makes it spread easier, but it makes it real thin layers. If it's just right, and I pounce. I don't rub, I pounce. And you may find maybe the reason the Beauty Blender is not doing what you want it to do is you think it takes the same amount of time with the Beauty Blender as it does with the brush. And you're rushing. I think it takes longer. Spread it out, and then I make sure that I hit every spot in between the spots where I hit the spots to make sure that it's seamless. And then I get a magnifying mirror to make sure I got everything. If it looks cakey anywhere, turn it over and the other side's probably still got a little dampness left on it. And it'll help smooth it out further. To be absolutely honest, this foundation is probably not well suited to mature skin that's on the dry side. But see how long I work on it? I don't normally use it for my under eye concealer. I guess I feel like it's too big, but we'll try it today. You might have to pounce it lighter so it doesn't, more gently, a lighter hand, so it doesn't remove that. So the amount of how wet it is makes a difference. If it's real wet, I mean, you don't want it to be drippy. But if it's, you know, pretty wet, it'll spread it out thin. If you squeeze it out, but not bone dry, it's the perfect amount of moisture to smooth your foundation out, to have a even coverage. And then it's not, because as it gets dry, it starts getting tacky and it starts picking back up. You can feel it picking up. That foundation has a beautiful coverage. That Bobbi Brown was not acceptable. Not acceptable for the kind of coverage I like. I like this. All right, so let's say you want to use it for the rest of your steps. Okay, you put on your contour. Lords, are you paying attention? This is where we want it to recede. I'm using, okay, if you want to simplify your contour and bronzer, this is what you do. You concentrate, you use a concentrated dosage where you want contour. Like this. This is the ritual. I'm applying the ritual as a contour right now. Contour my nose with it. Then when you want to use it as a bronzer, you put it in the bronzer areas with a lighter touch. See, it's more concentrated there. You probably should change brushes. I will do that. Take a more feathery, a softer brush. And use a lighter touch. See, it's more concentrated there, and then it's a lighter touch up here to make, and then it's bronze. This is my theory. Every makeup artist has their own theories on how to, where to put contour and bronzer, how to apply it, what brushes work best, what colors work best. See, it just sharpens up the line. And if you want to make something smaller or shorter, see? And that makes my nose look like makes my nose look like it drops off quicker than it does. So, all right, and then with the Ritual, you can use the Ritual as a blush too, because it's got pink areas. So you just concentrate, try to pick up more pink than the rest. Which it really didn't do. It just made those spots darker, didn't it? All right, and then you take your, here's another place you can use the Beauty Blender. And it's still damp and it's still got some makeup on it. And now I'm just softening. Or setting those spots where I put contour, bronzer. Now I'm going to go back again with I'm going to put the swish up here. And the pop in the center. A little across the nose. It gives it that flush sunburnt look. Then if you want to use it for baking, it picks up a bunch of powder and you can use it to stamp. A lot of powder. This is the Peach Perfect. So some of the reasons your Beauty Blender may not be working is the amount of how wet it is or the lack thereof. Your motion, a pounce versus a wipe. How long you work with it. I think it does take a little longer than a brush. And let me know, try those things, see if that helps a little bit. The amount of dampness and the motion that you use, either a pounce or a wipe, a swipe, and how long you work at it. So I spread it, and then I dot it all over evenly with the sponge, and then I pounce, make sure that I've hit my whole face so that it's seamless, so that there isn't any spots that I haven't hit. So I'm overlapping my pounces is what I mean. All right, let's do a lip gloss now for this round. I still have on my cute t-shirt. I know, it's super cute. It's gonna go super cute with my Marc Jacobs tennis shoes. Do y'all wanna see those again? This is Dazzle Glass in Steppin' Out. Let me go get my Marc Jacobs shoes. I have on my baggy jeans. I have on a pair of velvet leggings on underneath because I was freezing. The temperatures dropped down again today. So I have on my A Gold baggy jeans. That's what they look like. And then here's my tennis shoes. Right now I have on my these because we walked the dog. Oh, I got goose poop in them. That's just a fine how do you do. Right here on my white carpet too. But anyway, these are the Marc Jacobs. And I'm gonna wear these. Yes, I like to be matchy-matchy. All right, if you have any more questions, be sure and leave them in the comments and I'll get to them pretty quick. Y'all have a great day and talk to you soon. Ta-ta.